define funk as being raw and in your face. I look at the 1970s as one of the greatest decades ever for everyone, in particularly people of color. We've come out of the 1960s with the Civil Rights Movement. We're going into the 1970s, and I think it was just a time where people of color could really express themselves and be in your face without feeling as if there was some sort of consequence that they would have to pay for. So you had this explosion of black music. You had all of these black characters on television. You had, all of these black films that were being produced by black directors and writers, and all of these actors had the opportunity to make films and make money. So it was just a different time where it was just cool to be black. The fashions were hip, the music was hip. You had this bass line that just took over your body, and you just had to get on the dance floor, and you had all of these artists expressing what they felt, whether they experienced something negative coming out of the 60s, going into the 70s. They were producing all of this music that was it just wanted to take you to another level, and you had athletes who, it just seemed like they were able to be themselves on the court or on the football field, and they didn't have to stay on the bench. They were able to be who they were naturally in their field. So you just had this explosion of blackness, per se, and it was just cool to be black, and everyone wanted to be a part of what was going on. And it was, again, in my mind, the greatest decade ever, because you had all of these things happening, and it was an uncontrollable sense of pride that we had all of these black images we can go to the theater to see. You can turn on Saturday morning cartoons, and for once, your kids could watch cartoons that weren't derogatory. And not only did people of color benefit from this, everyone got to enjoy this. So you had a sense of multiculturalism that was starting to come to the forefront, where everyone was experiencing this new wave of funk, this new wave of flavor, this new wave of blackness. And it was okay to be a part of it. It was okay to be, again, cool to be black.